Well, today, you know what Halloween's about? You know, in my culture from Scotland, it's a time that we celebrate, mainly children, but it's about, we think that the line between the living and dead is very thin at this point. We're closer to the dead and the living are the closest they'll be all year. And that's what we recognize, and that's what often Halloween is, because it's also, yesterday was All Saints Day, and we've got All Souls Day today, and Halloween's the eve before Hallows Eve. But you know, it's about a time where we think about the living and death. Connor, you said you were dressed as a skeleton, and we often think of skeletons as death. Were you a scary skeleton or were you a friendly skeleton? Not the friendly one. Okay. Well, I'm glad you're not dressed here now. I'd be too scared to tell the story. But this is a story. Today's story comes from Madagascar, which is a country and an island off the east coast of Africa. And it's a really unique place. They've got a lot of unique flora and animals. Yes, Milo? You've seen a little bit of the movie of Madagascar. I love that movie. Who here's seen Madagascar? It's a fabulous movie. In fact, all three of them are good. They've got sequels that are just as good. So if you're looking for some fun animated entertainment, Madagascar's good. But that's not what this story's about. That is a lot funnier story than this one. Because in their mythology and their folklore and their religion in Madagascar, they've got this idea that when God first created human beings, he thought, well, what are we going to do with human beings? What's the purpose? And he thought about it and he asked human beings, would you like to die like the moon? Or would you like to die like a banana tree? And the first human thought about this, like, I don't understand the question. And I don't understand the question. And God said, well, do you know how the moon and banana trees die? And he said, no, we don't. He said, well, the moon dies every month. The moon starts off really big and gets smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and disappears and dies. And then comes back the next month, big, and gets smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. And the human thought about this and thought, well, that means I've lived forever. He said, well, how does a banana tree die? He says, well, the banana tree is very different. It only lives once. And then when it's about to die, it shoots out a root and starts another banana tree and then dies. So this other banana tree, which grew out of that tree, starts in a different location. And it's a new banana tree. And then when that banana tree dies, it will send out another root. So there's always a new banana tree. And the human thought about this, and he sat up through the night, looking at the moon, watching it, thought, God, it's really beautiful. And then he looked around at the banana trees around him and thought, they're beautiful too. And he thought, you know, the moon must be a bit lonely. At least with banana trees, there would be these other banana trees. I wouldn't be alone. And so the human said, I think I want to die like a banana tree. And he thought about that and he realized it would be great because even though they're going to die, they would have all these other people. They would have children around them, children like yourselves and other children, and they would have children and they would have children, so they would never be lonely. So even when they got old and getting ill and getting tired, they would still be surrounded by people that love them. And so that was, in Madagascar, that was the choice that humans made, to die like a banana tree so they wouldn't be lonely and so they would be loved by other people. So thank you so much for listening. It's time for your religious education classes now. We'll sing you out, and thank you for being here. At this time of year, our nature and our mythology remind us of the cycles of life and death. Our environment seems less abundant as trees and plants prepare for winter. Many cultures in our world claim the veil between the living and dead is particularly thin at this time. And for those of us coping with the loss of loved ones and friends, that thinness can feel vast and thin. Vast because our relationship with those who have died has forever changed. Yet thin because our memory of the dead can keep them close and vital to us. The cherished memories of those people important to us who came before us remind us of what they meant to us and how they influenced us. We are reminded by them that how we live today matters not just to those with us today, but to the future generations to come. As those who came before influence us, then we will in turn influence those to come. We are an intergenerational community. If we influence people is not our choice, how we influence people is. Our time in our life may be limited, but what we choose to give to others can be abundant. As we think of our loved ones and friends who have passed, may we face the memories of those we love and care for with courage and embrace the good memories we have of them and face our own mortality with honesty, courage, and purpose. May our love and concern for others guide us in preserving the memories and value of those who came before. And may we pass on to those who come after our highest values and the spirit that enriched our own lives. As I mentioned during the Time for All Ages, this is a time of Halloween, of All Souls Day, of All Saints Day, the Day of the Dead from the Mexican tradition, and Samhain from the pagan and Wiccan tradition. All things that recognize that relationships we have to those who have died. We're going to have a time of sharing. And for those of you online, you're going to be in breakout rooms, so if you're available right now, please enable your camera, because we'd like you to participate in the following prompt questions that we'd like to share. And we're going to split people in the sanctuary, and we'll ask you to split yourselves, actually, because no one listens to me. But we'll ask you to orient yourselves, into groups of 3 or 4. Anna's going to set breakout rooms for those online. And we're going to ask you in groups of 3 or 4 to share about someone important to you who's no longer alive, how they influenced you, and what attributes you hope you have inherited from them and you wish to pass on to others. So the questions are on a slide that will be on the screen. So we're going to take 8 minutes, so that will give you a couple of minutes. Try and make sure that everyone has a chance to share these questions. Please, Anna, you can open the breakout rooms now. And if you split into groups of 3 or 4, whatever number, if you need to move around, that you may do that so that you can hear the conversation. If you can, if there's couples who would like to split up, that would be good. You might get to know some new people and build some new connections. So we'll start that now, and we'll have 2 minutes, 8 minutes total. One of the things you were asked to do, for those who read their email, was to bring a memento of someone important to you, who influenced you, whose legacy you'd like to carry forward, to bring a memento. We're now going to have a chance where people can come forward. We'll start at the back, come down the sides, and we'd like you to place a memento or light a candle in remembrance. Liz will be with one microphone here. I will be with the other microphone there on the left-hand side. And we'd like you to say the name of the person and a one-word attribute of something you learned from that person that you would like to carry forward in your own life. For those of you online, if you type in the name and the attribute, I will read it and light a candle for the person in remembrance. So I invite you to start at the back, come down the side aisles, and then return through the center aisle. And bring your memento and place it or light a candle. And if you don't feel comfortable, you do not need to be involved. This beauty represents everything that we bring together in this community. Our actions, our loves, our caring, those who influenced us, our influences who make us who we are today, and also what we want to pay forward to those who come in the future. I invite you to join me in prayer. Spirit of life and abundant love, our teachers, those who profoundly influence us, come in all shapes and sizes, all genders and ages. Some a long-term part of our lives. Others a seemingly fleeting part of our lives, but can be profoundly transformational moments. Some of our memories may be nurturing and caring. Others, challenging and difficult. Yet each of us are the sum of so many people who influenced us, cared for us, challenged us, pushed us, and loved us. And many of them loved us the best they knew how at that time. Some of them we may have recognized their impact at the time. Others it may be more apparent in retrospect as we belatedly understand the profound influence they had on us. And some we view with some ambivalence due to their influence in the complex relationship we may have had with them. Everyone who came forward named one attribute that they felt inspired to engage with from that person. May we carry these attributes forward, and that may we be part of the legacy of those who are no longer with us but did come before. And perhaps, just perhaps, we may be part of the legacy of others to come. Some may already be in this religious community that we are starting to influence through those attributes that we want to model from those who modeled for us. May we have courage to embrace the many lessons that life and the people we know pass on to us. And may we always look back on those who influenced us and acknowledge the love, the care, and profound gratitude we have for each of them. Blessed be, and amen.